Anderson looks at a called strike one. And a check on the runner at second. Farley was off the bag, and Harlan just about tagged him out. But Farley just got his fingertips on the bag. And that one runs inside and hits wide Anderson, so it'll put another base runner on base for the Hardhats. A walk and a hit batter with a backwards K in between. So 2 on, 1 gone, and now Hayden Hollick. Hollick bats from the right side. White batting gloves and a red and gray bat for Hollick. He ducks out of the way of the first pitch breaking ball for ball 1.
It should be fixed now.
The 1-0. Misses downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0, line drive, hooking foul, right side and out of play. So 2 balls and a strike. Hollick still up in the count. Hardhats 3-1 here at the Veterans Classic. That's exactly what the 406 Flyers are coming into this one. The 2-1 misses way outside with the fastball. 3 balls and a strike now. Hitter friendly count for Hollick. Open stance on the right side, and the 3-1 is outside, maybe a touch low as well. Either way, it's ball 4, and the bases will be loaded. But just 1 out. So a walk, a strikeout looking, a hit batter, and another base on balls. And quickly a mound visit with the entire infield around the pitcher, Spaney. Set the 406 defense for you behind Brady Spaney. It's Trey Gunther in left field, Connor Gearson in center field, Ty Spaney in right field. David Osen, the third baseman, Kyson Moran, the shortstop, Blake Harlan, the second baseman, and Jake Swant, the first baseman, with Ryan Nelson, the other half of the battery mate, behind the plate doing the catching. Bases loaded, 1 out for Harrison Good. Corners play in. Middle and double play depth and good. That was the first pitch back to the screen. 0-1. Good, a bouncer to short. And a bobbled at short, the fire to first, not in time. Everyone's safe, it'll be an error, and it's 1-0 Hardhats. Moran bobbled it for a second, trying for the double play. Thought against going to second and tried to fire to first, but Good beat it out. It's an E6. As Farley comes in to score. Anderson to third, Hollick to second, Good aboard first. First pitch, swing and a miss by Alex Dietrich. Here's the 0-1, and line foul off the netting. Right in front of me, 0-2. Alex Dietrich did not play last night. Actually had 1 at-bat against Mitchell. 1 pitch hit opportunity. The 0-2, outside, well outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dietrich on the season batting .213. Spaney winds, kicks, deals the 1-2, misses high with a fastball. Even count now, 2-2. 10 hits and 47 ABs for Dietrich. And a little bloop shot into the glove of the first baseman, Schwant. That's out number 2. Base is still full, 2 gone for Dylan Marsh. 1-0 the Hardhats lead on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. First pitch to Marsh, a breaking ball, called strike one at the knees. 0-1. Dylan Marsh got the start on the mound last night. Roughed up a little bit against Mitchell. Looks at a breaking ball downstairs, a 1 ball and 1 strike. At the plate this season, has only played in 8 games because of a early season injury. The 1-1 misses high, 1 ball or 2 balls and a strike. He's batting .316. 6 hits and 19 at bats. Tap to the plate on the right side, and the 2-1 downstairs, scoop behind the plate by Nelson. And now 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1 to Marsh, breaking ball downstairs, ball 4. It's a bases loaded walk, and it's 2-0 Hardhats. A very easy RBI for Dylan Marsh as Anderson trots home. Hollick to third, good at second. First pitch on Phil Bentz, a called strike 1 at the knees. No balls and a strike. Bentz played in the first game of the doubleheader 2 days ago against Miles City. He fouls away the 0-1 and now 0-2. It's a start behind the plate here. The 0-2, blooper right side out of play. Some light rain starting to fall here in Rapid City as the crowd on hand heads for cover below the awning. Chopper up the third base line, foul. So the count remains 0-2 on Bentz. There was some dark clouds out in the southwest. The 0-2 popped up right side, foul territory, and it reaches the Flyers bullpen area. Ben stays alive once again. Forecast did not look that great for today. The 0-2, breaking ball called strike 3 at the knees, and Benston goes down looking for out number 3. The Hardhats on the board first. It's 2-0 after 1. No hits in that inning for the Hardhats. They were helped out, but they lead 2-0 right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. After 1, it's 2-0 Hardhats here against the 406 Flyers in the final game of the Veterans Classic for both of these two clubs. Hardhats trying to finish up with a victory before their next game on Tuesday against Brookings. First pitch called strike on the left-handed bat of Ty Spaney on the outer edge, and Jacobs hits on the outer edge, exact same spot, 0-2. Spaney, the right fielder, in this 4 spot. No batting gloves on that left side, and he chops one foul off the Hardhats and dugout. Still 0-2. This rain not expected to last too long. Nothing too threatening, although the clouds look a little bit more dangerous than the radar does. The 0-2, swing and a miss on a high fastball, and Jacobs has his second strikeout of the ball game. First out here in the second. Here's Jake Swant, the first baseman and left-handed bat. Steps in an open stance and stands up tall. He looks at ball 1 outside. Palmer Jacobs, his last outing was against a post 320 on Tuesday. Misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. A complete game for Jacobs, part of back-to-back complete games for Palmer, and Swant chops one behind the plate. An even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Hayden Hollick once again trotting into the Hardhats dugout. We saw this a couple games ago, needing a new glove or potentially just some tape on his hands. Did not take off his glove, was getting his right hand looked at, so he looks to be all right, and still just looking right down at his right hand. 2 balls and a strike to count on Swant. 2-1, swing and a miss. It popped out of the glove of the catcher, Bentz. Nevertheless, it's 2-2. Trey Gunther on deck for the Flyers. A 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball outer part of the zone. And Swant goes down swinging, part of back-to-back strikeouts for Palmer Jacobs. Number 3 overall. The defense behind Palmer Jacobs today: Amarian Saylor in left field, Zeke Farley, the center fielder, Harrison Good in right field. First pitch to Gunther, a fly ball to center field, actually right center field, and Harrison Good makes the grab, out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down go to Flyers once again against Palmer Jacobs. And it's 2-0 Hardhats, trying to tack on a few more in their half of the second right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Wilson Kiefer squares the bunt, pops it up down the third baseline, but foul. It lands as David Osen gave chase on that ball. 9-1-2 for the Hardhats in their half of the second. They send 8 men to the plate in that first inning. The 0-1, foul back to the screen on a breaking ball. Kind of a hanger up in the zone. Kiefer fouled it straight back No balls and 2 strikes. Into the wind and the 0-2. Bounces in front of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. But no hits for the Hardhats in that first inning. They did score the 2 runs. There is an error up on the scoreboard for the Flyers. The 1-2, breaking ball, misses high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A walk, a hit batter, another walk, the error, an RBI bases loaded walk. Out 3-2, here's the payoff, and it is swung on and missed, snagged by the catcher, thrown down to first, and Swan on the back end toes the bag for out number 1. So a strikeout and a 2-3 putout. Vote on a breaking ball that time, Wilson Kiefer. So 3rd strikeout overall for Brady Spaney. Farley squares the bunt, pulls back. It's a called strike 1 on him. Farley walked, stole second, and scored a run in that first inning. Breaking ball misses high and tight. Even count now, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1, breaking ball, chopper, right side. Blake Harlan, the second baseman, fires the first in time, out number 2. Now Marion Saylor. The rain looked to light up for a few minutes, and now coming down once again right as fans retook their seats. And Saylor looks at ball 1 outside. Spaney winds, kicks, deals, and the breaking ball misses down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-0 Hardhats in the bottom of the 2nd. Spaney into the windup, and the 2-0 chopped on the left side. The shortstop ran, bobbles it, and can't make a play. It's another E6 in the book. This time with 2 outs. And rain and wetness on the turf maybe having some effect on that play. But you can't blame Mother Nature. It's an error in the scorebook. 2-out base runner for Wyatt Anderson. First pitch, down and away, scooped by Nelson. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Saylor takes off for second. The pitch is low for a ball to throw down. Is not in time. Saylor just got the fingertips on the second base bag before Moran swiped the tag. Man in scoring position now. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Wyatt Anderson. Hit by a pitch his first time and scored a run. The 2-0 breaking ball is a strike right above the belt. 2-1. From the stretch, Spaney kicks and deals, and Anderson, a high fly ball to left field, playable for Trey Gunther. He moves over to his left and makes the grab for out number 3. The Hardhats strand a 2-out error, and they still lead 2-0 heading to the 3rd. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Palmer Jacobs back to the mound. He kicks and deals the first pitch. Fastball misses high on Connor Gearson, the center fielder. Gearson bats from the right side. He's followed by Ryan Nelson, the catcher, and Blake Harlan, the second baseman. The 1-0. Misses high with another fastball, about the same spot from Palmer. 2 balls and no strikes. Rest of the defense behind Jacobs. Wyatt Anderson at third, Kiefer at short, Marsh at second, and Hollick at first. Phil Benz behind the plate doing the catching. Ball 3 runs inside on Gearson. The 3-0 is a strike. Get me over fastball that time from Jacobs. 3 balls and a strike. Here's a 3-1. Chop foul by the Hardhats dugout up the third base line. So from 3-0 to 3-2 now. Payoff pitch upcoming. Jacobs likes a sign from Benz, kicks and deals the payoff. Low chopper to short. Wilson Kiefer up with it, and a low throw to Hollick. It goes right past him. Backed up on the play by Benz. It'll be an E6 on the throw to allow Gearson to reach. Leadoff base runner, the first base runner of the ball game. Now Ryan Nelson, the catcher. First pitch to Nelson, misses a touch high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Nelson with red batting gloves and bats on the right side. Straight up stance. That blue stripe down the pant leg of his white pants. The 1-0, squares the bunt, drops it down right in front of Palmer Jacobs. He barehands it, fires the first in time, out number 1. Sacrifice works to perfection. Gearson the second on the play. 1 out man at second for the 9 bat of Blake Harlan. You can tell that 406 played at Pete Lean, this Veterans Classic. Their pants rather dirty compared to the white pants of the Hardhats playing on turf. Ball 1 misses high. Of course, the Hardhats have their washing machines here at home. Little blooper into left field, and Wilson Kiefer makes a tough grab with Amorian Saylor coming in. The shortstop Kiefer makes the over-the-head grab for out number 2, and does not allow Gearson at second to move up. Top of the order now, Brady Spaney. Pitcher pops it up, shallow right field, drifting foul territory. Hayden Hollick and runs out of room, and it bounces right by the 406 Flyers bullpen. So 1 strike on the pitcher, Spaney. Struck out against Palmer Jacobs to lead off this ball game. Jacobs making sure everyone back in position, gives a thumbs up to his defense behind him, and comes set for the 0-1. The 1-strike pitch, breaking ball called, strike 2 on Spaney. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 from Jacobs. Double takes back to second. Triple takes and just steps off. Looks him back that time. Sun's starting to kind of come out here at the ballpark. That one missed low and stayed at the feet of Bentz. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Jacobs rests his left glove hand, his left bicep. The 1-2 misses downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A man on second and 2 gone. 2-0 Hardhats, top of the third. Final day of the Veterans Classic 2022. The 2-2. Fly ball, left center field. Farley moving back, still roaming back, and the overhead grab. He makes it for out number 3. Flyers get a base runner with a leadoff error and stranded him at second base. It's still 2-0. Hardhats back to the bats in their half of the third after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Bottom of inning number 3, the Hardhats hanging on to a 2-0 lead over the 406 Flyers. It's 4, 5, and 6 to up for the Hardhats. Hayden Hawk leads things off, and he looks at ball 1 outside from Brady Spaney. Hollick walked his first time. Ended up being stranded at third base. The 1-0, chopper to left side. The shortstop, Moran, fields and fires, and a scoop on the back end by Swant. A little bit of a weird, awkward sequence. They do gain the out. Osen from third came over and looked like Moran and Osen were going to crash into each other. Moran made the play. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Harrison Good. Spaney winds, kicks, deals, and the first pitch to Good misses down and away, ball 1. Fastball from Spaney. Good reached on an error and scored a run. 1-0 called strike on the outer edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Breaking ball called strike 2 and ended up right at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Harrison Good. The 1-2, outside edge called strike 3, painted the fastball on the outer block. And Good goes down looking out number 2.
number 27, Alex Dietrich.
4th strikeout overall for Brady Spaney. And the first pitch to Dietrich misses downstairs, a breaking ball for ball 1. Dietrich 0 for 1, he popped out to first. The 1-0, a fastball right across the knees, 1 ball, 1 strike. Light blue bat and gloves as he waves his all red bat. And the 1-1 becomes 2 balls and a strike as Spaney misses low. The 2-1. Breaking ball misses downstairs. Now 3 balls and a strike on Alex Dietrich. Sunshine starting to come out here as the Clouds push their way over to the east. The 3-1. High ball 4. Dietrich draws a 2-out walk. He's on base for the first time, and it'll bring up Dylan Marsh. Marsh came up with the bases loaded and 2 gone in the first and drew a walk. One of the easiest RBIs he will ever have. And Marsh looks at ball 1, a breaking ball. He had to scoot his way out of the way of. 1-0 the count on Marsh. Check on Dietrich as he dives back in. 2-0 Hardhats. Still no hits in this ball game from either side. And off-speed pitch called a strike. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Spaney steps off and looks Dietrich back. The 1-1. Chopper left side. A backhanded off of the backhand of Moran and into left field. We'll see if that's the first hit of the ball game or an error. Might be another error on Moran. And if it is, that's the 3rd error on the 406 shortstop. It is a single for Marsh, at least on the scoreboard. Two outs, 2 on. Here's Philip Bentz. First pitch to Bentz. The breaking ball misses high. Ball 1. Bentz struck out looking to end that first inning. The 1-0. Fastball across the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Hardhats in the hit column with a single by Dylan Marsh. Infield single at that. The 1-1. Line drive foul right side out of play. A ball and 2 strikes on the Hardhats catcher. Dietrich aboard second, Marsh aboard first. First baseman shading towards the line. The 1-2, a chopper to the second baseman, Harlan. He underhand flips it the short way to second in time, out number 3. So the Hardhats strand a couple base runners, and they still lead 2-0 after 3. To the 4th we go after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
All of them, baseballs, and a $50 gift card.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Inning number 4 between the 406 Flyers and your Post 22 Hardhats here in Rapid City. And 2-0 the score on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. in favor of the Hardhats. The left-handed bat of Kyson Moran steps in. Open stance on that left side, and he looks at ball one, a touch up and away. Moran, the shortstop, has had a rough day defensively. Looks at ball two outside. 2 errors already on him. The wetness of the field might have something to do with that. The 2-0 found a way back and out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Tap to the plate on the left side. White batting gloves, and the 2-1 becomes 3-1 as Jacobs misses outside. The 3-1, outside ball 4, leadoff base runner for the Flyers, and the first walk of the ball game. It's just the second base runner allowed by Jacobs. Here's David Osen. Popped out to first. His first trip. Pollock holding on the base runner there. Jacobs kicks and deals a first pitch fastball high, ball 1. The 1-0 from Jacobs. High and tight. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Coach Clappridge on the top step, ready to potentially come out and chat with the Jacobs. The 2-0 popped up. Left side. Long run for Amarian Saylor, and it ends up in the Hardhats bullpen. Two balls and a strike. Benz looks in for the sign from Coach Clappridge. Runner takes off, a fly ball to center field deep, and Zeke Farley heading back. He makes the grab. The throw comes in. It's cut off by Marsh. It's out number 1 as Osen goes down on the fly to center. Moran was standing at second base, had time with the deep fly out to make it back to first. And that's where he stands as Ty Spaney steps back in. Strikeout victim of Palmer Jacobs his first time up. And the first pitch, outside ball 1 from Jacobs. Left-handed bat, and Jacobs walked the first left-hander in this inning in Moran. Squares the bunt, pulls back. It's a called strike. The runner took off. The throw down to second, not in time. Just a touch to the shortstop side of second, but a strong, accurate throw by Phil Bentz. And it looks like Kyson Moran might be bleeding. So he heads for the trainer in the Hardhats dugout. So he'll get taped up. It'll be a runner on second and 1 out. That's exactly what's happening. Palmer Jacobs, a walk and a fly to center this inning for the 1 out.
Taking care of this wonderful program we have here.
Now Moran standing at second base after getting some assistance taped up. Spaney back in on the left side. No batting gloves. He rests his bat on his left shoulder and pops it up. And a fly ball to center field right in his track. Zeke Farley makes the grab high above his red hard hat. For out number 2. Sun shining brightly now as the clouds have kind of moved out. Another left-hander and Jake Swanton now. First baseman, open stance, left side. Runner on second, 2 gone, 2-0 Hardhats. First pitch, chopper right at the plate, foul. 0-1. Swanton, a strikeout victim. His first time. Part of back-to-back strikeouts of Palmer Jacobs. The 0-1, downstairs, backhand stop by Bentz. As he had to come out of his crouch.
Come on, kid.
Jacobs likes a sign from Bentz and comes set and immediately steps off. More signs flashed with the runner at second. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Line drive hanging up from Maureen Saylor, and he runs over to make the grab, out number 3. That had danger written all over it. But Maureen Saylor makes the grab, roaming to his right, and that's out number 3. 2-0 Hardhats. We head to the bottom of the 4th right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Bottom of inning number 4 as we welcome you back into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Brady Spaney back to the mound, the right-hander to face Wilson Kiefer, Zeke Farley, and Maureen Saylor. Right-hander winds, kicks, deals, and misses outside. Fastball, ball 1. Tap of the plate on the right side for Kiefer. And the 1-0 misses high above the letters. 2 balls and no strikes. Kiefer struck out and was out on a drop third strike, 2-3 put out. 2-0 called strike. Fastball right across the belt. 2-1. And a breaking ball waved at and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spaney winds and the 2-2 swing and miss. Kiefer goes down swinging for the second time. 5th strikeout for Brady Spaney. Out number 1 in the 4th. Here's Zeke Farley. First pitch, breaking ball right across his red belt. Called strike 1. blue and gold bat for Farley, and he skips out of the way of that one as it ran inside. Fastball. Even count 1-1, here it is, and it's way down and away, back to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Spaney starts his windup, and a fastball top of the zone, swung on and missed. Even count 2-2. Spaney works quickly, and the 2-2. Outside by a hair. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Farley. Down to the plate on the right side. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the payoff. And outside, ball 4. So the Flyers put the speed of Zeke Farley on for the second time. That's his second walk drawn of the ball game. It'll bring up Amarian Saylor. A strikeout. And he reached on an error. Those are his first 2 trips to the plate in the first 2 innings. Batting here for the 3rd time in the 4th, and he looks at ball 1 outside. Farley does have a stolen base, and I check on him right as I say that. He dives back in. And Coach Ewing now chatting with our field umpire, John Whitcraft, maybe potentially about a balk. Making sure that our umpire is watching Spaney. Whatever the discussion was, it falls on deaf ears as Spaney misses high with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Nevertheless, it opened the eyes of our field umpire. 2-0. Outside, ball 3. 3-0, Spaney to Saylor. Farley at first. The 3-0. Up and away, ball 4. So back-to-back walks to start the 4th after the strikeout. And here comes a Flyers coach out of the dugout. Once again to talk to Spaney. 2 on, 1 out. This is a prime opportunity for the Hardhats to try and break this game open. Just the 1 hit. And realistically, it was a debated hit error call. And a bouncer to the shortstop. The meeting of the minds breaks up. Everyone back out to their respective positions. Farley at second, Saylor at first. The 3-bet of Wyatt Anderson now. Hit by a pitch, scored a run, and fly to left. First pitch to Anderson. Breaking ball laid off. Ends up in the turf, blocked by the catcher Nelson. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0. Strike right across the knees. Fastball that time. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Spaney set, kicks and deals, and Anderson looks at ball 2 outside.
Go, Brady, here we go.
2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. At the north-south that time, as did the last pitch. But not the east-west. The 3-1. Downstairs, half swing, he went around, says our home plate umpire, Mr. Millslagle. Didn't need an appeal there. And the payoff pitch now coming to Wyatt Anderson. Spaney set. Deep breath, here's the payoff. As the chopper to left side, Moran to second for one, over to first, and in time, out number 3. 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. And the threat is erased for the Hardhats. We head to the 5th, 2-0 Rapid City after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
The Girls 22 program would like to thank all of the participants in the Veterans Classic. Bellevue, Mitchell, Colt 400, here, Cheyenne, Miles City, Laramie, 320, Crossing Grove, Alliance, and of course tonight, 406, Sturgis, South Dakota, Fox, Leonard, Fremont, and Gillette. We hope you enjoyed your time here. And we thank you for making the trip. And we wish you the best travel night. Number 7, Troy, Trey, Gunther.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Top of the 5th, this game moving rather quickly. And some more rain expected. That's a good thing. First pitch pop up in foul territory, left side. The third baseman, Wyatt Anderson, right by his Hardhats dugout. He puts a squeeze on it for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Trey Gunther goes down on the P5. Most of the weather north of Rapid. A bouncer to left side off the glove of Anderson. The keeper slides to keep it in the infield. But it'll be an infield single, I would imagine, for Gearson. That's exactly what it is on the scoreboard. So the first hit of the ball game for the 406 Flyers. 2-0 Hardhats. Here's the catcher, Ryan Nelson. And Nelson looks at a called strike outer edge on 1. Nice crowd on hand for this Sunday afternoon ball game. Started right on time, and everyone here ready for this ball game. Runner takes off. A bouncer to third. Anderson up on a couple of hops. He fires to first in time. Out number 2. Gearson avoids the double play by taking off on the pitch. So 5-3 in the book. Nelson goes down. Runner on second for Blake Harlan. Sun trying to peek out behind the clouds as Jacobs kicks and delivers strike 1, a called fastball outer edge, 0-1 on Harlan. Flight out behind short to Kiefer. His first time at the plate, the 0-1. Strike right across the black belt of Harlan. Called strike 2. Jacob set. A peek at second. The 2-strike pitch is a swing and a miss. Harlan goes down swinging for out number 3, and the threat erased for the Flyers. They do gain their first hit. It's still 2-0 Hardhats, though, as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Bottom of the fifth inning as we welcome you back into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Adam Birch alongside you for this final game of the Veterans Classic for the Hardhats. They lead 2-0 on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, for the 406 Flyers out of Billings, Montana. Long trip back to Billings for the Flyers after this one. And the first pitch to Hayden Hollick misses outside, a breaking ball, ball one. 2 runs both came in the opening inning for the Hardhats. Both unearned runs against Brady Spaney as Hollick swings right through the 1-0, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wines kicks and deals the 1-1, spiked low and outside. 2-1. And just 1 hit for both sides, each of the 2 sides. In that column, the 2-1 line hooking into the right field corner. That's over the head of the right fielder, Ty Spaney, and up against the wall. Just as I say that, I eat my words. And Hayden Hollick is in with a stand-up leadoff double. Hollick goes opposite field. And you can see on Hardhats TV the dark clouds behind the Hardhats dugout. Might produce a few more sprinkles, and potentially some lightning, but nothing too major. Most of it is to the north. Runner on second, nobody out. First pitch to Harrison Good. Misses high as he ducks out of the way of that one. Ball one. Spaney kicks and deals, so 1-0. And Good watches it in the dirt. It gets away from Nelson up by the Hardhats dugout, and Hollick moves to third on the wild pitch. Good just laid off on that one. The 2-0, strike right across the red belt on Harrison Good. 2 balls and a strike. Hollick stands on third. And Good swing through the 2-1 and becomes an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 90 feet away from making this a 3-0 ball game. Nobody out. Plenty of opportunities to get Hayden Hollick home. Time is asked for at the plate by Hayden Hollick, and then the catcher Nelson trots out to chat with Spaney. Says 2 words to him and trots back behind the plate. The 2-2, high fastball driven to left field, down for a base hit. An RBI single for Harrison Good, and it's 3-0 Hardhats. Hollick trots home from third. Just like that, the Hardhats finally gaining a few more hits against Spaney. Back-to-back hits. Here's Alex Dietrich. Check on Harrison Good. He dives back in safely. Holding on to his red batting gloves over at first. Tap to the plate on the right side for Dietrich. He walked his last time. Squares the bunt, pops it up. Spaney in foul ground makes the catch. Out number 1. So the bunt attempt failed. And Coach Torvey can only look down at his shoes. So here's Dylan March, 1 out, still a man at second base. 3-0 Hardhats. Spaney steps off. Spaney kicks and deals. First pitch to Dylan Marsh, a breaking ball downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. The catcher, Nelson, had to adjust his gear a little bit before that pitch. Spaney turns his body to peek at good. Comes set, kicks and deals. The 1-0 outside, 2-0. Marsh 1 for 1, a single and a walk. I'm going to check on Harrison Good. He dives back in. Now he puts those red batting gloves in his back right pocket. Marsh looks at ball 3. Backhand stop by the catcher Nelson. Well outside. 3-0 the count. Rio misses high, ball 4. So a 1-out walk. It's runners on first and second. And we'll have a pitching change. Signal to center field, and we'll take a step aside right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. More rain starting to fall here in Rapid City as a new arm comes to the mound. It's Connor Gearson. Actually, Trey Gunther. Or is it Gearson? Can't tell if that's a 7 or a 1 on his back. I believe now it is a 1. So Connor Gearson, the new arm. Right-hander. His first task is the catcher, Phil Bentz. 2 on, 1 out. Some heavier rain did develop to the west, and it's coming right for the ballpark. Gearson double takes back to second, kicks and deals out of the stretch. First pitch, downstairs, ball 1 to Phil Bentz. The 1-0 foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fans underneath cover once again. The wind just howling in center field. Throw down to third, not in time. Ball bobbled a little bit by Osen. Double steal for the Hardhats. Good to third, Marsh to second. Two balls and a strike. Now out of the windup, Gearson delivers a called strike 2. The wind and the 2-2, breaking ball inside. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes on the Hardhats catcher. Payoff pitch. Gerson to Benson, and misses down and away, ball 4. Another walk, this time the first for Connor Gerson. And loads up the bases for Wilson Kiefer. A courtesy runner, Jed Jensen, replaces Philip Bentz, the catcher. Wind blowing left to right pretty strongly here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. You can tell it is raining fairly heavily to the north side of Rapid City. First pitch, swing and a miss by Wilson Kiefer, 0-1. 3-0 our score in favor of the Hardhats. The 0-1, he squares the bunt. It's downstairs, the runner comes in, and Harrison Good is tagged out on the shoelaces. Tried for the suicide squeeze bunt attempt. Keeper couldn't lay it down, so out number 2. Runner still on second and third. Now Kiefer fouls away a 1-1 pitch. It becomes 1-2. There's no chance for Kiefer to lay down that bunt. It was down and in on him. And the catcher, Nelson, had to catch it behind Kiefer's right back foot. And that one runs inside and hits him on the backside, right in between the 1 and the 5 on his back. Base is full once again, and now Zeke Farley. Marsh at third, Bentz at second, Kiefer at first. Top of the order, and Nelson snags a backhand stop. Low and away, the first pitch fastball from Gerson. Can't see much of the blue sky here now as the clouds have covered the sky. Gerson misses down and away, ball 2. Bases full of white hard hat jerseys. And the 2-0 called a strike, outer edge. 2 balls and a strike. Gerson winds, kicks, deals the 2-1. Chopper right at the plate, foul. 2's across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases full, and 2 gone. Farley, a pair of walks, a run scored, and a bouncer to second. Just 0 for 1. Gerson into the wind and the 2-2. High fly ball, deep left field. Back is the left fielder, Gunther. He looks up, and that ball is high off the scoreboard for Zeke Farley. It's a grand slam home run. Farley was all the way around second, hustling for third before he realized that the twirl of the finger by our field umpire was going around. It's 7-0 Hardhats. First home run of the season for Zeke Farley. Put your autograph on the home run hard hat. Maybe helped out by the winds, but that one was high off the scoreboard in left center field. Farley absolutely crushed it. Here's Amarian Saylor. He looks at a called strike 1. So base is empty now after the grand salami. A 0-1, foul back to the screen, now 0-2. The 0-2 on Saylor, and he fouls it back to the screen to stay alive. Into the wind, and the 0-2 fouled away once again. The Flyers coach giving a smile to Wyatt Anderson, and rain just pouring down now. The 0-2 once again fouled back. Heavy rainfall here in Rapid City now. Still in the bottom of the 5th inning. You can hear it on the crowd mic. And ball 1 finally misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's 7-0 Hardhats on 4 hits. The big one, a grand slam. 2-1 high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coach Ewing at first base, just a big grin across his face. Not minding getting soaked. 2-2, down and away, ball 3. Those light blue caps on the Flyers' head. Turning a little darker with the rainfall. And Saylor looks at ball 4 high. And will enter a rain delay. Third baseman David Osen was doing some jumping jacks, still having some fun out there. And just as the players exit the field, rain starts to let up a little bit. Here's the situation, folks. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. There are 2 outs. It's 7-0 Hardhats, and some heavy rainfall falling here in Rapid City. With the system developing out to the west. But a grand slam for Zeke Farley, high off the scoreboard. Does it for the Hardhats in a big 5th inning. We'll take a step aside and come back with an update in about 3 minutes here on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales service and recreation. Rain continuing to come down a little bit lighter than it was. It was just a straight downpour there for a solid 3 minutes or so, but lighter rain now, and with the turf, you expect this turf to soak it up pretty well. Quick rundown of this ball game so far. It's 7-0 Hardhats, 2 unearned runs coming in the first inning, and straight zeros until this bottom of the 5th inning. That's where we're at. A 5-run inning for the Hardhats. It was an RBI for Phil Bentz, and then a grand slam off the scoreboard in left center field for Zeke Farley. And that really broke things open, the 4 spot. Rain continuing to fall, and just checking on the warning track. Post 22 grounds crew is. So we're still in a rain delay here, and this game is official. So if they would just decide to call this game, it would be a Hardhats victory, because we're in the bottom of the 5th inning, and I mean, there's no reason to wait that much as far as keeping Billings here. They have a long ways to travel back to Billings, Montana. And now the rain just downpouring once again. The system looks like it's going to pass fairly quickly. And officially done over at Pete Lean. 320 Stars were up 6-1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd when they called that one. And that one, because of the cancellation and not over halfway through that ball game, it's just no result for that ball game. So 320 does not pick up a victory over Laramie. Just a no result over at Pete Lean. For the Hardhats, this is why, this is one of the main reasons why they decided to go with an all-turf field. And hoping that we can resume this ball game eventually when the rain passes. There is some blue skies behind me, so hopeful for the rain to stop, and I will just keep on waiting as we are delayed here in Rapid City. 7-0 Hardhats in the bottom of the 5th. Should be lighting up any moment now. We'll take one more step aside here on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV, and come back hopefully for more baseball in a few minutes. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. And the Flyers starting to take the field once again. We're just about ready to get back underway. The rain has lightened up quite a bit. And slowly those black and light blue jerseys trot their way out of the dugout. And Connor Gearson will have plenty of time to warm up after the rain delay. 7-0 our score here in the bottom of the fifth. There are 2 outs, and Amarian Saylor will be at first base. Wyatt Anderson will be the batter. In this tournament for the Hardhats, looking to finish 4-1. They beat Bellevue East on Thursday, 10-1. Beat up on Miles City, Montana on Friday, the first game of the doubleheader, 8-0. And then a big win over the Laramie Rangers out of Laramie, Wyoming in the back half of that doubleheader, 7-3. Of course, the outlier in this tournament for the Hardhats has been the Mitchell game last night, where the Hardhats did not have a hit over the 6 innings that they played and ended up being shut out 13-0.
All right, here we go.
So Connor Gearson looks to be ready. Maureen Saylor on first base. Everyone a little bit wetter, but trying to be as dry as possible. And Gearson toes the rubber on the far first base side. Anderson steps in. He's 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored a run. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play as last time. First pitch fouled away, back and out of play. No balls and a strike. Gearson set. And a check over on Saylor. He dives back in safely. Interesting to see how everyone will run on this turf now that it is fairly wet. Runner takes off for second. The breaking ball is low and no throw. Saylor dives in safely. Right as I say that, Saylor steals second, and the headfirst dive had to start it a little bit sooner than he usually does. Anderson, a bouncer up the middle off of the pitcher, Gearson, and it ends up in foul territory. The third baseman, Osen, ended up grabbing that ball, but now Gearson limped over in pain, and it looked like it hit right off his ankle area. Is a hard liner right back to the pitcher. It'll be runners on the corners. A single for Anderson. We'll see if it's a new pitcher or will Harrison Good face Connor Gearson once again. Trainer comes over to help and look at Gearson. All the Flyers come in around their downed teammate. So the Hardhats looking to improve to 4-1. Coming into last night's ball game, they had won 8 straight, going all the way back to the Spearfish doubleheader. They won 2 against Spearfish, 2 in Sturgis. And Connor Gearson not putting any pressure on his left foot, having to be helped off the field by two of his teammates. So that was the 4-game winning streak. One more against post 320 to make it 5, and then the first 3 games here at the Veterans Classic. We'll take a step aside. New arm coming to the mound for the 406 Flyers right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. We're still in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it'll be Hayden Hollick coming to the plate. I hate to see the injury to Connor Gearson. Hope that he's all right. Had to be helped off the field by his teammates back to the dugout. New arm is David Osen. Osen's first pitch, bouncer right side. Anderson took off on the play. Underhand flip to Osen, covering. And Hollick is out on the 3-1 ground out for out number 3. 7-0 our score, 5 runs in this long 5th inning, including the rain delay. We head to the 6th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. And a gorgeous rainbow, as you can see on Hardhats TV, spanning over the hills, over the left field wall. Gorgeous, picturesque scene as the sun shines here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. Palmer Jacobs back to the mound even after the rain delay, and he skips the first pitch in to Benz for ball 1. Brady Spaney at the plate. He's 0 for 2. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fly to center and a strikeout for Spaney, the Flyers starting pitcher. Jacobs set, kicks and deals the 1-1, breaking ball downstairs. 2 balls and a strike, 7-0 Hardhats. And Jacobs misses inside now on the 2-1. Becomes 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. Downstairs ball 4. It skips in to Benz. So a 5-pitch walk to start the 6th. So maybe Jacobs just warming up his arm once again after a long delay. Has not seen the mound for at least a solid half hour. First pitch called strike on the left-handed bat of Kyson Moran. A walk and a bouncer to his shortstop counterpart in Kiefer in the first inning. The 0-1 outside edge called strike 2. Runner on first, nobody out, 7-0 Hardhats, or the 406 Flyers out of Billings. Jacobs at 62 pitches. This is his 63rd, and the breaking ball misses a little bit high, a ball and 2 strikes.
Come on, kids. Work back.
Set in the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Threw the fastball right by Moran. 5th strikeout for Palmer. Jacobs on the mound today. Out number 1 now. Here's the new pitcher, David Osen. Started the game at third base. The first pitch found back to the screen, 0-1. Jacobs nod of the head as he looks into Benz. Peek at first, comes set, sidesteps and deals the 0-1, breaking ball high and tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. Popped up, shallow left field, playable for Amarian Sailor. It looked like he lost it in the sun. Now he goes back and he can't make the play. It bounces behind him with Farley backing him up. Farley throws it into the infield. And definitely Amarian Sailor lost that ball looking straight into the sunshine now. Ends up just a single for David Osen. And now some sunglasses being ran out to Amarian Sailor. Not expecting to need those after the rainfall. But now a bright setting sun. Here's Ty Spaney. Runners on the corners. And 1 out, and a first pitch called strike on the left-handed bat. The 0-1 from Jacobs. Fouled away left side, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes now.
Go, Ty. Up, babe.
The 0-2 misses up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2, a touch outside, even count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Go, Flyers!
Jacobs set once again in the 2-2. Breaking ball up and away, now 3-2. Runners still on the corners and 1 out. Jake Swant on deck. Payoff pitch, Jacobs to Spaney. And it's fouled away back to the screen. Still 3-2. Jacobs set. Another payoff, and it's strike 3 called at the knees. Out number 2. Right at the bottom of the strike zone, and Ty Spaney goes down looking. That's strikeout number 6 for Palmer Jacobs.
Go, bud.
First pitch, a swing and a miss on Jake Swant. 0 for 2 day for Swant, the first baseman. A strikeout and a fly to left. Jacobs kicks and deals a line drive to right center field over the head of Harrison Good, and it rolls all the way to the wall. A run comes in to score. Good finally picks it up. Here comes another runner to the plate. He will score. It's a 2-run double with 2 outs to cut into the deficit at 7-2. Here's Trey Gunther.
Come on, Jake. Come fast. Go, Trey. Keep it up. Trey, play the putt.
That was the first really super hard hit ball outside of the one that Saylor couldn't find in left. And Jacobs hits the zone to the right-hand bat of Trey Gunther. 7-2 now our score. Gunther 0 for 2. Fly to right and pop out in foul territory to the third baseman. A half swing, he went around, says our home plate umpire. And down in the count he goes 0-2. Runner on second and 2 gone. Jacobs a peek at second, double takes back there. Sidesteps and delivers, and the 0-2 swing and a miss. Gunther goes down swinging for out number 3. 7th strikeout overall for Palmer Jacobs. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Flyers score 2, and the Hardhats try and counter after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Bottom of inning number 6, 7-2 now our score. Dylan Marshall leads things off. Actually, Harrison Good. And a hard chopper right by the Hardhats dugout. No coach sitting there, right by where their chairs were sitting. Luckily for them. 1 ball, 1 strike on Harrison Good. A single his last trip, reached on an error as well and struck out. 1-2 now as he foul tips one into the mitt of Nelson. Time is asked for right as Olsen went into his windup. The 1-2. Little chopper to third. New third baseman fires, and it's wild up the first base line. Harrison Good trips over the first baseman, Swans, and he is awarded second base on fielder's interference. The throw was up the first base line. He was in the baseline, and the 406 Flyers coach pleading his case.
Get the shot at the ball.
It was a wild throw. And
That's terrible.
Good still awarded second base as the argument falls on deaf ears.
That's terrible.
So Good
Know the rule.
reaches on the error and ends up at second base. Error and fielder's interference. First pitch to Alex Dietrich, a called strike right across the belt. Dietrich looks at ball one low, even count 1-1 strike.
Probably won't get a call, but work it.
The 1-1. Chopper right back to the pitcher. He snags it on a short hop, fires the first in time. That's out number 1. Good to third on the play. Now Dylan Marsh. Marsh, 1 for 1, a pair of walks, one with the bases loaded. And a single. This one popped to shallow right center field. The right fielder, Ty Spaney, underneath it. He makes the grab. Good tags from third. The throw comes in, and Good dives in safely. It's an RBI and a sacrifice fly for Dylan Marsh, and it's 8-2 Hardhats. That's out number 2. Here's Philip Bentz. Nobody on with the 2 outs now. Olsen into the wind. First pitch to Bentz. Breaking ball bounced in front of the plate. 1 no strikes. The 1-0. Strike called right across the knees. 1 strike. So Dylan Marsh remains 1 for 1 on the ball game and a pair of RBIs. The 1-1 swung on and missed. That was another breaking ball from Olsen. A ball and 2 strikes into the wind he goes. The high leg kick and the 1-2 outside. Putting 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 2 gone. Bentz pops it up, shallow right field, foul territory, and it ends up in the bullpen of the Flyers. Two and two once again. Olsen to Bentz. Another wind and the 2-2. Downstairs, scooped and backhanded by Nelson, and now 3 and 2. Wilson Kiefer on deck. Payoff pitch. Olsen to Bentz, and he gets Bentz to swing right through it for out number 3. Hardhats add 1 run. And they lead 8-2. Heading to the 7th. Back in a moment. Right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales, Service, and Recreation. It's the top of the 7th. Palmer Jacobs back to the mound, trying for another complete game. 8-2, the advantage for the Hardhats over the 406 Flyers out of Billings. Tap of the Hardhats around Palmer Jacobs. Everyone back to their respective positions. And the first task here in the 7th. And replacing Connor Gearson. See if we can get a license plate on him. It's Bauer at the plate. Ryan Bauer at the plate. 2 balls and no strikes, and a strike called on the inner edge. So 2 balls and a strike. Two one, chopper up the third base line, foul. So Bauer deadlocked in a 2-2 count now. Ben's relays assigned to Jacobs. He comes set at his chest. The 2-2, high by a little bit. Now 3-2 on Ryan Bauer. Here it is, the payoff. A little blooper up against the Flyers dugout. Foul. Count remains 3-2. Leadoff man here in the top of the 7th. 8-2 our score. The payoff. Strike 3 called on the inner edge and a backwards K to start the 7th. That's the 8th strikeout for Palmer Jacobs. Out number 1. Here's Ryan Nelson. Actually, it'll be a pinch hitter, Mike Curl. First pitch to Curl as a strike across the knees. No balls and a strike. Now looks to be another pinch hitter on deck. That's Coulter Chamberlain. 0-1, swung on and missed. Now 0-2 on Curl. Jacobs set the 0-2. Breaking ball, just got a piece of it. Jacobs gets Curl to pop it up. Foul territory left side. And no one could find it. It ended up hitting the awning. Boy, that sun is shining very bright. Bright like a diamond. Giving fits to all the fielders. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, 9 overall now for Jacobs. And out number 2 now for the Flyers in the 7th. Now is Coulter Chamberlain. Chamberlain bats an open stance on the right side. And fouls the first pitch straight back to the screen, 0-1.
Go, Coulter. Come back.
Here we go, buddy, here we go.
A youngster in the Flyers uniform. He looks at ball 1 low and away. Cell phone's out recording this at bat. Nice to see a young player getting at bat here in tournament play. 1-1, misses low, 2 balls and a strike. And his teammates are loving it.
Go third. Get you one, kid.
The 2-1, downstairs, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on to Chamberlain. 2 outs, nobody on.
Come on, bud. Good job. Go, kid.
Jacob set, kicks and deals the 3-1, downstairs, ball 4. So Chamberlain draws a walk.
The walk by Chamberlain brings him to life.
And now Brady Spaney. Spaney bats for his 4th plate appearances.
Here we go, buddy. Here we go.
First 2 at-bats, a strikeout and a fly out to center. Drew a walk after that. Now holding on the base runner at first. First pitch misses down and away, ball 1. Hardhats host Brookings for a doubleheader on Tuesday as Jacobs misses downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. And then kind of a triangle set on Saturday. Pierre will be back in town. Jacobs hits the zone on the 2-0, 2 balls and a strike. 2-1, misses inside, 3 balls and a strike now. Pierre will be back in town, and Casper. 3-1, inside edge called, strike 2, and the Flyers down to their final strike.
All right. Check play, buddy. Here we go.
Go third.
The 3-2, bouncer on 2 hops to wide. Anderson, strong throw across the diamond in time to Hollick, and that's out number 3. Hardhats victorious 8-2 over the 406 Flyers, and they finish the Veterans Classic at 4-1. We'll take a 30-second step aside and come back for our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome to the Pioneer Bank and Trust postgame show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support local sports, and they want to be your trusted partner for all your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. 8-2, the victory for the Hardhats over the 406 Flyers here on the final day of the Veterans Classic 2022. And the Hardhats finish this tournament with a 4-1 record here in Rapid City, and they take what will presumably be technically 3rd place in this tournament behind Cheyenne, who won the championship, and Gillette, who faced them in the championship the game previous to this one. So the Hardhats finish 4-1 here at the Veterans Classic. Quick rundown of this ball game. 2 runs, 2 unearned runs in the first frame for the Hardhats. Scoreless 2nd, scoreless 3rd, scoreless 4th. And then the Hardhats came to bat in the bottom of the 5th, still against the starting pitcher in Brady Swaney. And finally getting some hits off of him, and then scoring 1 run, loading up the bases once again, and then a grand salami off the scoreboard in left center field for Zeke Farley. That broke things open with that 5 spot in the 5th inning. The Hardhats would allow 2 in the top half of the 6th. They countered with 1 of their own in the bottom half. That put us at this 8-2 score and recorded the final 3 outs of the ball game. Another complete game for Palmer Jacobs. That's 3 complete games in a row for Palmer. And he just continues to pitch well here this season for the Hardhats. Outside of one really tough start for Palmer, he's looked very consistent this season. And nice to see as the season continue on for the Hardhats. Needed 101 pitches. Palmer Jacobs finishes 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 9 strikeouts and 3 walks for Jacobs on the mound. Today's Claiborne Los and Sabres player of the game, whether it's divorce, injury, or a business dispute, when you need someone to step up for you, the law office at Claiborne Los and Sabres is always ready. Just Google Claiborne Los and Sabres in Rapid City. Hit the big fly in the 5th inning, a grand slam, and why not give Zeke Farley the player of the game in this one? Ended up just 1 for 2 on the game. That grand slam, a walk, actually 2 walks, 2 runs scored, and a ground out. So just 1 for 2 on this game for Zeke Farley, but the grand slam really broke things open and propelled the Hardhats to this victory over the 406 Flyers. Fans, we'll be back on air on Tuesday as the Hardhats will host their cross-state opponent in Brookings. Brookings will travel to Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. And first pitch against Brookings on Tuesday at 5 p.m. local Mountain Time, the first game of the doubleheader, and then the second game at 7:30. Both of those games will be on Hardhats TV, and I will be right here bringing you those games. And the second game will be on Fox Sports Rapid City as well. So until Tuesday evening, my name is Adam Birch. Thank you so much for tuning in to this entire Veterans Classic as the Hardhats finish 4-1. And until Tuesday evening, my name is Adam Birch. Good night.